Okay, so we've all been there, right? You sit down to study, you've got a big deadline breathing down your neck, and what's the first thing you do? You reach for your headphones. It's almost a ritual. We're always told that the right soundtrack can, unlock our brains, but is that actually true? I mean, you see this idea everywhere. It's packaged as this super simple, powerful life hack. Just hit play and poof, you're suddenly more focused, more creative, more productive. And hey, it sounds amazing, doesn't it? An easy fix for a really tough problem. But, whenever something sounds that easy, it's probably a good idea to take a closer look. Because the reality, well, it's a little more complicated, and honestly, a lot more interesting. It really makes you wonder, does just any music work for any kind of studying? Let's dig in. All right, so to really get to the bottom of this, we have to start with a really basic question. When we say music, what are we even talking about? The answer to this is actually the key to figuring out how it affects our brains. Seriously, think about it for a second. Is a screaming heavy metal track going to have the same effect as, say, a quiet classical piano piece? Probably not. So let's break down the variables that actually matter. So the first big one is something called cognitive load. Think of it like this. Music with lyrics makes your brain process language. That uses up the exact same mental real estate you need for reading or writing or thinking through a tough problem. Instrumental music, though, it usually has a way lower potential for distraction because it's not fighting for control of your brain's language center. Now, both can totally change your mood, but one is definitely asking your brain to do less multitasking. Next up, let's talk about familiarity. Listening to your favorite album, the one you've heard a million times, is super predictable. Your brain knows exactly what's coming next. There are no surprises, so it demands very little of your attention. It just becomes this comforting background hum. But brand new music, whoa, that's full of surprises. New melodies, weird chord changes. Your brain naturally wants to tune in and figure it out, which can pull your focus right off of your work. Okay, so we've kind of pulled apart the music side of things, but that's only half of the equation. Now we gotta look at the other side. What kind of studying are we actually trying to do? Because just like music, studying isn't just one thing. Are you trying to write a complex essay from scratch? Or are you just trying to memorize a bunch of flashcards? The type of task you're doing is absolutely critical here. So here's the breakdown. There's deep work, things like writing or complex problem solving that demand intense, unbroken focus. This stuff is highly, highly susceptible to distraction. For these tasks, something simple, familiar, and instrumental, or maybe even just silence, is often your best bet. Then you've got shallow work, like data entry or just rote memorization. It's not as mentally taxing, and frankly, it can be pretty boring. In that case, more engaging music might actually help you out by boosting your mood and just keeping you awake. Okay, so we've got the music and we've got the task, but what about the whole point of this? What exactly is this boost that we're all hoping to get? This is so important. A boost isn't just one thing. It's kind of a catch-all word for a bunch of different benefits, and the music that helps with one might actually get in the way of another. So take a look here. Are you looking for a boost in motivation to just power through a tedious job? A high-energy playlist might be perfect. Are you trying to get into that flow state for some deep focus writing? Well, some calm, ambient music might be the ticket. Or maybe you're trying to brainstorm some new ideas. Something moderately stimulating could be what you need. See, the goal totally dictates the tool you should use. So once we break down the music, the task, and the goal, the real answer starts to come into focus. It's not some universal rule, it's a personal equation. That whole idea that music boosts creativity is just, well, it's too broad to be helpful. The real truth is that you have to find your own personal formula. What works for your friend while they're coding might be a total disaster for you when you're trying to write. And here's exactly how you can figure it out. Think of this as your own little experiment. First, identify your task. Is it deep work or shallow work? Then, pick your music based on those variables we talked about. And then, and this is the important part, actually pay attention to the result. Did it help? Did it distract you? Did it make you want to get up and dance? And then you just adjust and repeat. It's all about figuring out what works for you. So this is the key takeaway of this whole explainer. It's an equation with 3 really powerful variables, and the outcome is totally unique to you. The magic isn't in the music itself, but in how you match the right music to the right task to get the right result.
So, instead of asking, does music make you more creative? The better question, the one you should be asking yourself, is this: what's your perfect creativity equation? Now you've got the framework to go find out.